After a year of MCU drought, Marvel Studios came in all guns blazing in 2021. I liked most of the content, didn't like some, but enjoyed all that we got, almost weekly. From WandaVision in January to Spider-Man No Way Home and Hawkeye in December, this is my ranking of MCU series and movies that released in 2021. At number 5 in the movies, we have Venom Let There Be Carnage. Though not officially a part of the MCU slate, the post-credit scene of Venom Let There Be Carnage brought Venom into the MCU for a post-credit scene in Spider-Man No Way Home. The movie was okay at the least with the rehash of Eddie and Venom's relationship. I liked seeing Carnage on screen, but the fact that he didn't feel more scary and died at the end doesn't help the movie. At number 5 in the series, we have What If Season 1. Marvel Studios' first animated series and fourth Disney Plus show of 2021 is last on my list of shows because it isn't one story in episodes, but rather different stories that come together in the end. But you don't really know why to watch these separate stories other than for entertainment until the 7th episode. The last two episodes, where all the previous episodes start to come together, are my favorites. The last episode reminded me of Endgame and made me want more of Ultron in the MCU. At number 4 in the movies, we have Black Widow. Black Widow serves the purpose of giving Natasha Romanoff a good send-off, but it feels similar to the earliest MCU entrance, hence making us realize the potential of this franchise if it was released in Phase 1 or 2. Florence Pugh's Yelena Belova is the scene stealer, and the post-credits is an awesome setup for the character's return in Hawkeye. The action scenes in the first half are wonderful to watch, not a big fan of the third act. There are some questionable choices made, but overall the movie will satisfy fans who have been wanting a Scarlett Johansson-led solo Black Widow movie, which now acts as a tribute to her character, with her legend set to continue through other characters. At number 4 in the series, we have The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier managed to follow WandaVision with its grounded and political story. The show took a deep dive into Sam Wilson's world and the pressure placed upon him, a black man, after Steve handed him the shield, the symbol of America. The inclusion of Baron Zemo and especially the Dora Milaje made the show great. John Walker's rage sequence in episode 4 was brilliantly executed. The final episode completed Sam's arc in the show, but the resolution to Bucky's arc was unsatisfactory, and the power broker reveal was poorly handled. At number 3 in the movies, we have Eternals. This 10-member ensemble movie doesn't deserve the hate it is receiving. I cried when the Eternals first split. I couldn't bear Ajax's death. I was happy to see Icarus go up against Athena, Makari, and Phastos, and Icarus' scene with Cersei at the end was special. I liked all the characters and want to see more of them, and though some characters get sidelined for most of the movie, they shine when they are on screen. Ajax, Gilgamesh, and for certain Icarus, who is a complex character in my opinion, will return by means of the World Forge, the only doubt being whether they will have their memories, which would end up being the main conflict when they return. A mix of MCU's VFX with Chloe Zhao's natural cinematography and the amazing score by Ramin Djawadi, I'm sure I'm pronouncing his name wrong there, gives the movie a unique feel. The story is ambitious and the exposition scenes takes days together for one to process. The movie has too many moving parts and the story makes everything that happened in the MCU till that feel insignificant, which we should take positively. Seeing the giant celestials realized on the big screen makes one anticipate the arrival of the Devourer of Worlds, Galactus. Coming in at number 3 in the series is Hawkeye. This Christmas themed show was surely not anyone's most anticipated show. The show turned out to be good, introducing us to our first young Avenger, Kate Bishop. Her dynamic with Clint Barton was great. Florence Pugh's Yelena stole the show once again, and her scenes with Kate, played by Haley Steinfeld, were wildly entertaining. The new Hawkeye and Black Widow. The show had many storylines running at the same time, which all came to an end in the finale, but some of them felt like they could have been done more with. Bringing in Kingpin and Prick Arrows was cool, but the main problem I had with Hawkeye is that it didn't go as deep as I wanted it to go, with the effect and repercussions Clint has to face because he was once Ronin. So we are down to the last two. Coming in at number 2 in the movies, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. A whole new world. Shang-Chi introduces us to a whole new world that is filled with likable characters. It feels fresh like no other Marvel movie that came before and creates a complex character in Shang-Chi. The Ten Rings are beyond awesome. Can't wait to see the rings and Shang-Chi in future projects. Aquafina was the soul of this movie. The two end credit scenes were amazing, setting up and hinting at exciting things to come. Coming in at number 2 in the series is Loki, Season 1. Loki introduced us to Sylvie, the TVA, fan favorite Mobius, and the brilliantly cast Jonathan Majors as a Kang variant, He Who Remains. Some episodes felt like they were slow and didn't add much to the overall story, but the show made up for it with possibly the best final episode of all the live action MCU shows this year. I like the weird world that the show set up in a 10-plus-year-old sci-fi franchise and can't wait to see more in season 2. Taking the number 1 spot in the movies for 2021 is Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man isn't my favorite MCU character, but seeing 3 versions of Spider-Man I grew up with and the villains interacting with Tom's Peter in present day makes this movie extremely special. That's not all. The story is mostly great and is not sacrificed just to have these characters back. It is a love letter to Spider-Man past and present and closes Tom's MCU Homecoming trilogy in the best way possible. Watch my full review, link in the description and above. Taking the number 1 spot in the series is WandaVision. WandaVision was special because it was the first MCU project in over a year. Add to that the sitcom-inspired mystery thriller makes it one of the best MCU shows till date, giving us our first look at the MCU post-flip. The creators could have gone wrong in so many ways with this concept and its reasoning, but they made it work. This show set the expectation for what MCU Disney Plus shows will deliver, intimate story moments for our beloved characters. WandaVision was not just a show, it was a tribute to television, a ray of hope, a story about grief and love, and it marked the rise of the most powerful Marvel character in the MCU. I think WandaVision will always have that special place in my heart because Wanda is my favorite character, and I loved the weekly theories and discussions for the first MCU Disney Plus show. You are allowed to have your own opinions, so go on, let me know your rankings in the comments down below. So to summarize my rankings in the series, at number 5 we have What If Season 1, followed by The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, followed by Hawkeye, followed by Loki Season 1, and taking the top spot is WandaVision. In the movies, at number 5 we have Venom, Let There Be Carnage, followed by Black Widow, followed by Eternals, followed by Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and taking the number 1 spot is Spider-Man No Way Home. Let me know your rankings in the comments down below. I'll see you in the next video. Love you 3000.